I promised you a deep dive into our brand new book called Cody's Scenes. Okay, first, I want to start by telling you I'm a published author and I have written several books. In fact, right now I'm working on a couple more books, and I think they are like my 12th and 13th book, 11th and 12th book, something like that. But this book I wrote with my husband, and this is the first time that he has ever done any writing, gotten anything published. We decided that we wanted to do this project to see if AI was able to write a complicated piece of literature. Let me explain that. We had this idea of multiple scenes and multiple takes. So let me explain it this way. Perhaps you are filming a movie and you're going to do a scene where somebody jumps off a cliff, okay? And you do the scene and the director yells, "Cut," and you get through the rest of the movie, and then the director says, instead of having that person jump off a cliff, what if we have them jump off a bridge? And you do the scene all over again. And this time the person jumps off a bridge. It does not change the integrity of the movie. You can take out the scene where they jump off a cliff and insert the scene where they jump off a bridge instead. Our goal was to write a piece of literature, a story with multiple scenes that could all be mixed and matched to make multiple stories about the same thing. And all of those stories had something to do with the bank robbery. A guy by the name of Cody and a bank robbery. We wanted some of those scenes to be where he's robbing the bank, and some of those scenes to be where he's the victim of a bank robbing. And then we would mix and match all of the scenes so that theoretically a person could come up with almost unlimited, they are limited, but almost unlimited versions of the same story. But we wanted to know if AI could put something like that together. I'm going to show you the cover again. That's Cody's Scenes. We did a literary study of AI generated fiction. So we prompted AI with all of these different scenes, all of these different takes, excuse me, of the same scenes. And we gave it the prompts and told it to write a chapter. Many of those chapters had to be somewhat edited, or they were, pardon me, or they were completely useless. I'm choking here. Those scenes may have been completely useless and we couldn't use them. And we'd have to reprompt and start over. And then we put it all together. This was meant to be a study guide for people who are readers. First off, let me stop there and tell you that if you just like to read for pleasure, you can still do that with this book. There are some great stories in here, fantastic ones. All similar stories, different scenes, different takes of the same thing. If you want to study the effects that AI is having in the writing community in 2024, that's when this book was written, 2024, and follow the progression and evolution of AI. So let's say a year from now, you go back and you study this and you say, wow, AI has made leaps and bounds. It's doing far better than it was then. Or you say, there haven't been many changes. Maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe we're going to see that AI really did take over and, people are useless now. I don't know. And we're showing you what language-based AI is capable of and not capable of doing in 2024 throughout this entire book. If you are an English instructor, if you teach literature, if you teach writing, if you are anything in the English field, anything in the literature field, and you want your students to understand the pros and cons of using AI in their writing, I strongly and highly recommend that you get this book. Okay. So my husband and I worked on this together, and you can find copies of this book on Amazon. If you reach out to me because you have a classroom and you want to do a study with this, I will give you some more information on how you can get books at a little bit of a discount. And also, if you want somebody to come talk to your class about how this book was put together and the reasons for that, it's all outlined in the book, but certainly we can come talk to you about that as well. Let me know, and we'll be happy to do that for you. Also, if you just want a fascinating read, I mean, this is entertaining all by itself. Even if you don't do a study, even if you don't care about AI, there's some pretty funny, interesting things about this book. So that's Cody's Scenes, a literary study of AI-generated fiction, and I really hope that you get your copy of that today.